Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the update for yesterday, which was Saturday, June the 6th of 2026. For this day, I began the day in the accounting office. Technically, I began in my bed, but we're going to go with the accounting office because, it sounds better for this story. Anyway, in the accounting office this morning, this was a day. See, in addition to all the stuff that was normally there, there were also three tills. This is like the black tray that the cash is actually in, and the change and stuff. Well, three of these from three actual different registers were just sitting in the accounting office and not where they are normally put. Anyway, long story short, some keys had been misplaced, and that creates a 30 or so minute headache. But, we got past that eventually. But that's how the day started. And then, honestly, most challenging part about this particular accounting day, there was a mysterious discrepancy. And this is one of those frustrating ones where you've basically looked at everything that you could possibly think of, and but it looked to be something bureaucratic. Heck, maybe even I did it. Something where you press the wrong button and put the numbers in the wrong column or something. I am pretty confident I checked everything multiple times. So I really don't think it was on my part, but something somewhere happened, and again, all the physical cash is there. Just some clerical thing happened, and I can't spot it. That type of thing, and chances are this will like pop up in a day or two, and whatnot. But man, what a headache today. So that was kind of the deal there. That took pretty much my entire shift again. Um, but you know what? There will be another day. And then after that, as per usual, is that still a phrase people use? Usual. Anyway, as per usual, went to the gym after that, and you know, pretty good workout. By the way, I yeah, as you follow, if you follow along on here, and if you've been following along my videos in the past, um, I go to the gym almost every day, or at least as often as I can, and this includes every day off that I have, and that's not very many of those. That being said, um, I also go, like I said, on my day off, and the reason I mention that is, oh goodness gracious, I was trying to get a dirt speck off my screen that ended up being that right there. Looked like some dirt on my screen. I'll probably actually keep that in because it might be more interesting than some of the stuff I'm actually talking about. But anyway, anyway, so the thing about the gym. Oh yeah, the gym on the weekends. Why is it that if a lot of people seem to have the weekends off, because that's like what most people do who are not in like this weird like retail service bubble that I live in. Anywho, the gym is less crowded, at least during the hours that I'm there, on weekday or weekends than weekdays. And this is pretty much the case in most of the day parts in which I show up, which are midday through evening. Is the gym on like Saturday and Sunday morning just like packed? Is that what it is? Because like if I go after a shift on a weekend, it's quiet. If I go after a shift on a weekday, now during the commute hour, I get it. But why is the gym not busy on like the afternoon non-commute hours on a weekend? So people prefer to like work out on their after their work day than on their days off. For me personally, my best workouts are the ones on my days off, mainly because I didn't work. I I'm clearly in the minority on this, but I don't get it. Um, and I've been a member of 3 different gyms, and it's the same at all of them. I Yes, in the same geographic area. Anyway, people don't work out on the weekends. Whatever. So, um, and the other thing that I did, um, on this particular evening is I spent quite a bit of time at my computer. Again, I've been talking about these video clips quite a bit here recently. And again, I've been using a AI website to find them and clip them, and it's actually been pretty cool. And I'm going to continue doing it, but I spent quite a bit of time looking at it and kind of reassessing it in a couple of little ways. And the big thing here being that I've been going chronologically since from the moment I started making these little videos, cutting them into clips. And of course, I started making the videos on December the 27th. I've gone through about a month of these little videos now, making them in these little clips. And it's kind of neat. It cuts the clips and then it kind of that it thinks that people will find interesting, and it kind of ranks them. And the thing is, at the time that I started these, going through a very significant family medical situation, and while it's definitely been interesting, like reliving these things and whatnot while cutting all this, I'm going to get a bit more selective. I decided during the day that I'm talking about for this video, which was the 6th, about these, and I don't. With the main update videos existing for those folks who are really interested in my family story, that stuff is there. I'm not going to reuse a lot of the material I've decided that is about that situation specifically. Sure, the stated idea here is to create a, if you can create a stream of stuff that people watch and whatnot, and it generates a couple of bucks, fantastic. I don't want to be specifically generating revenue and looking off of that whole situation, and I'm getting to the point in the clips where that is really kicking in, and yeah, I'm not doing that. So that being said, it takes a lot of the clippy stuff out, because yeah, the whole thing doesn't feel right to me in that respect. So yeah. Anyway, for that reason, if you're somebody who's been watching like the TikTok clips or the Facebook clips or the basically the place where I've been putting the clips, they're still coming, just going to be halving the rate of them, simply because I'm just not going to be making clips out of the whole, at least much of the situation, family medical situation arc that was going on during some of this period, but that does take away some stuff, so slowing that down, which again, I appreciate people understanding it's a family, yeah, doing what I think is right on that. So anyway, so there's that. And then I fell asleep early at like 8 o'clock. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you later.